This has just been sanded to P500, which is the quality you would bring a pen to, and that's the sanding sealer is on now, and I'm going to leave it at that. I was talking to a guy last night about epoxy, and he said he would be inclined not to put epoxy in an urn because wood has to move, and if one surface is constricted, it could cause stresses and tensions on the other one, and you wouldn't want something to happen or crack. So he said, don't leave it, just seal it and leave it. And I said, right, that'll do. So there it is, that's it sealed now, and it's sanded down. You see, look at the grain in there, isn't that nice? That's the knots, that's the way it's going to come up on the outside. So there you are, that's where we are. You can see the dark lines there. That's because there's some wee bumps in it, but that's where the knots were. And wherever there's a knot on the outside, there's wee tiny, you can feel it, I can feel it when I'm sanding. But the problem is, whenever I'm trying to blend that really smooth in the inside, the tool hits the knot and bounces, so you end up getting a wee ridge where the knot is. And if I keep trying to bring the knot down, I'm going to end up with the knot below the rest of the surface and a wee ridge still, because of the way the tool's bouncing. So I also don't have enough skill with the tool yet to work out how to do that, but it feels lovely and smooth. As I say, it's as good as a pen now inside. So that's where we are. This comes off now, and the top goes on. I'm hollowing a lid out here. Now this is obviously a lot bigger than it needs to be, but this is waste here basically. This is the lid part here for this next 2 or 3 inches, and this is the bit that's going to fit onto the top of the urn. So I'm just carving it because I have to make a hole here. So this is the top, so it has to be a hole through there. This is almost at the edge of the rim. So I'll just show you a wee bit of that. Somebody said to me one time, try to make every cut like a finish cut, because then that'll make every cut a practice cut. That's good advice. I'm just taking my time with this because I don't want anything to go wrong. This is the wee problem bit here, getting that wee boy at the end there. And then we're just going to use a parting tool, and then that just gives you and then that's the depth I need. So I want to see how I'm fixed to that. So I've still got a wee bit more to go there, and I've got plenty of beef on the outside, so I'm alright. There's a lot of the work is this. It's just stopping and starting. So I'm at depth now. So that's me. So I know now that I'm not going to go through the top of that so long as I stay at that level there. Now that's still a bit big, so I'm going to make it slightly bigger. Just check my calipers here and see what way it's working. Yeah, I just need to take a bit more off that, and then I'll do a wee test of it. And remember, whatever you take off there comes off there as well. So every cut is twice as deep as you think it is. So when I was cutting there, I was cutting half the width of that chisel there, but it took the full width off across the diameter, because it says happening on both sides. Right, we're not far off there. We'll go and get the urn and see how this fits up, measures up. It's not going to fit, but I don't want it to fit now. A wee bit more to go. So we'll just do another wee test fit and see how we're going with that. So this is just basically just sneak up on the fit. So I took about a quarter of that tool off there, so a quarter of the width. So that means I've taken half the width off on the circumference, on the diameter. Sorry. We're very close. We're very close. I would like you just to see the moment when it all fits in. I can go, whew. You'll see some movement here, but that's okay. That'll all be blended out later on. This is the critical bit. See, you don't want this to go any deeper, because I want this. I need this surface here and this surface here to touch the tenon, because I want a good glue joint the whole way across. So this needs to touch as well. So that's why I don't want to go any deeper there. We'll see now whether we're anywhere closer. Oh, it's trying to get in. It's trying. Ooh, we're nearly there. This one should be it. You've maybe say that 20 times. So I'm taking about a quarter of this tool off now. So it means I've taken half the width off across the circumference, or diameter, sorry. Oh, it wants to go. It's on at the bottom, but I'm just a bit loose at the top here. A bit tight at the top, so we do it again. Oh, you can see all right there. So I'm taking even less off this time. You just see it's about like a hair's width. You just see the wee line there. That's about a hair's width, you know. Maybe, no, it wouldn't be a hair. It'd be about the width of a couple of hairs, but it's not very much. Put it that way. Right. So see where we're at now. So I want to bring this down here. I don't want the tool rest to end up hitting the urn. Right. This should be it. We have one urn fitting and no movement there whatsoever. So I'm really happy with that. That's a brilliant job. I'm really, really happy with that. Yeah, that's a good job. So, I'll leave this back. Oh no, I'm not. I'm just going to put it over the window, but it's still a bit damp. So I don't want to put it at the window where the sun is. So that's the lid basically fitted. So what I'll do now is I'll come round here and hollow this bit here out now. So I just keep giving it this. Now do you see that vibration you heard there? That's because I'm so far over the tool rest there. I'm supporting it back here, so it's not as well supported at that point. If I come up here closer, would you hear? See, no vibration, because I'm closer to the work. Because of where I was standing up there, I'll do it from here this time, that you hear. See? No vibration. It's all to do with the distance. This is over the tool rest. So next thing is I'll just keep hollowing a bit here just to blend in the top, and then I'll drill a hole right through that into this waste block so that I've got that done, and then I'll put the whole thing together and glue it, and then blend it all together after that. But before I do that, I'll finish the inside of this so it's as nice and tidy as the inside of the urn. But this is the inside too, so I'll make this look nice as well, you know. So I'm going happy enough now, guys. I'm actually glad I showed you that wee bit. So this, you can see this wee bit of movement on the outside. That's bigger than the urn. It's about 3 mil more, about 1/8 of an inch more in diameter. So I'm going to blend that off and everything will be grand. So there you are. Turn you off here, we can find the button. Okay, bye bye. Right, chums, we're going rightly now. This is the inside of the lid, and that's been sanded to 400. It's just been sealed there, and as you can see, we're a hole up the centre, and then that's going to be because this is going to be the top of the urn, and then it's going to come to about here, so the hole goes to here, which means that I know when I come to part this off, I have to go in about 2 inches or about 1.5 inches, and it'll be gone, you know, or maybe less. What's that? About 1 inch maybe, and it'll be gone. So I need to watch for that, because I don't want to part that off and then lose the bloody thing, you know. So I need to be careful to get my head all shaped and all before I actually part this, you know. But we're going rightly. We've got the shape of that there is not too bad. I've just to blend this bit, get this here to work out what way this is coming up. It's not going to be this wide, obviously it's going to be less. And fixed that wee bead. It was a bit torn, so I managed to get that fixed up. As you can see, I'm putting glue on again just to make sure, and there's a knot there at the bottom. It's glued as well. So that's lovely and smooth in there now, and we're just letting it dry off. I think we're going to get a mug of tea, and the next thing will be putting it together. Isn't that great? Putting it together. I thought I would never reach this day, and I'm sure my friend who's getting this done thought the same thing. Okay, there's a bit of tear right there, but I can do nothing about that because of the way the grain is in this thing, you know. But it's very smooth, you know. Incidentally, if you've got reverse in your lathe, use it, because that'll take a lot of tear out away for you. Okay, all the best now.